In a small town in Japan, where cherry blossoms painted the streets pink every spring, two young sisters, Wikky and Vilu, lived in a tiny house with their parents. Their father was a simple fisherman, and their mother made paper flowers to sell at the market. Life was tough, and money was always scarce, but their hearts were full of dreams. Wikky and Vilu shared a deep passion for art. They loved drawing, painting, and creating beautiful things, but they had no real sketchbooks or expensive colors. Instead, they used old newspapers and made paint from crushed flowers. Every night, under the dim light of a single lamp, they practiced. One day, their school announced an art competition. The winner would receive a scholarship to study art in the city. Their hearts filled with hope. This is our chance. Wikky said, eyes shining with excitement. But we don't have good paint or brushes, Vilu whispered, doubt creeping in. Their parents had no money for supplies, but they believed in their daughters. Their mother gave them her best handmade paper, and their father, using his last savings, bought them a small box of colors. Do your best, he said. Winning is not everything, but try your best always matters. For days and nights, the sisters worked tirelessly, pouring their hearts and souls into their paintings. On the day of the competition, they held hands and walked to school, nervous yet hopeful. The hall was filled with talented students. Some had expensive brushes, while others had professional-grade colors. The competition was fierce. Finally, the winners were announced. Neither Wikky nor Vilu's names were called. Vilu's eyes welled up with tears. We failed, she whispered. But Wikky took her hand and smiled. No, she said. We learned. At home, their parents hugged them tightly. Success is not about winning once, their mother said. It is about trying again and again. From that day forward, the sisters made a promise to never stop. They practiced every night, studying old paintings, copying famous artists, and pushing themselves to improve their skills. One afternoon, while selling paper flowers at the market, they noticed an old man painting on the street. His name was Mr. Kenji, a retired artist. The way he moved his brush was magical. They watched in awe. Seeing their curiosity, Mr. Kenji smiled and asked, Do you love art? More than anything, Vilu said eagerly. Show me your work, he said. They hesitated but nervously handed him their drawings. After looking at them for a moment, he nodded. You have talent, he said. But talent is only 10%. The rest is practice. The girls exchanged hopeful glances. Would you teach us? Wikky asked. Mr. Kenji chuckled. Why should I? The girls fell silent. Then, with a kind smile, he said, Because someone once helped me when I was young. Now it's my turn to help you. From that day on, Mr. Kenji became their teacher. But he was strict. Draw the same thing again, he would say. At times, the girls grew frustrated. Their hands ached. Their minds felt exhausted. Maybe we are not meant to be artists, Vilu muttered one day. Mr. Kenji simply laughed. If you quit now, then you were never meant to be. His words struck deep, and so they continued practicing, pushing through every challenge, learning the meaning of dedication. Years passed. Wikky and Vilu had become true artists. Then one day, an announcement changed everything. A grand art festival was being held in Tokyo, featuring some of the biggest artists in the country. Mr. Kenji encouraged them to enter. But the city is far, Wikky said. We have no money for the journey. Their parents sold their only cow to buy train tickets. With tears in their eyes, the sisters hugged them tightly. We will make you proud, they whispered. Arriving in Tokyo felt like stepping into another world. The streets were filled with lights. Art galleries stretched across the city, and the festival was alive with brilliant colors and incredible talent. Among these great artists, their simple paintings stood humbly, filled with heart and soul. As they waited anxiously, the results were announced. The judges called out the names of the winners. The two best paintings belonged to Wikky and Vilu. The world froze for a moment. They couldn't believe it. Tears filled their eyes as they stepped onto the stage. Their years of hard work had finally paid off. Newspapers wrote about them. The sisters who painted their dreams, the headline said. They were awarded scholarships. Their paintings were sold worldwide, and they became famous artists. But even as success embraced them, they never forgot where they came from. They returned to their small town, and when they saw their parents, they fell to their knees and cried with happiness. Mr. Kenji, now old and frail, smiled at them and said, "See, hard work never fails." But Wikky and Villa knew their journey was not over. With their earnings, they built an art school in their village, where poor children could learn for free, because they knew that true success is not about reaching the top alone. It is about lifting others with you. And so, Wikky and Villa became legends, proving to the world that dreams come true, not by magic, but by dedication, struggle, and never giving up.